for a nice pickup.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's the first carry from Matt Breida, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mills. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Third and short yardage, Mills. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
He's got it to Collins, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A gain of 32 that time. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Breida is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. But finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
On second down, here's Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. It's Eckler again. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Herbert. And it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And able to to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll find Everett there, complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. (21-0) our score after 1. Six yards left on second down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. 20. 5. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
Going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to put it away. Desmond King back deep. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On first down, here's Breida. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
Now this throw caught left side, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Breida, they'll go up the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
On 2nd and goal, Mills. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Texans continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A run between the tackles with Breida. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
He completes it to Beckham. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Odell Beckham with career touchdown number 70. And the Texans are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it is 42-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
He'll fire this one deep for Eckler. And now here is another interception. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Houston. go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down. Herbert off of play action. Out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert. He's going to take another shot here.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one's going to fall incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on them.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson.
And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
Taking it about the 1.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Being chased out left. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards that time. Here's Herbert. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Ross Blacklock. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And now here's another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
148 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. Up to make the tackle, J.C. Jackson.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Mills from the gun on 3rd down.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for.
And my goodness, another interception.
Jarrett Stingley picks it.
And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. On the handoff, this is Breida. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. To throw, Mills. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 27. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And now here is another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off.
And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and think, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Taken at the goal line.
Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out. And the Texans scoop it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
A quick throw complete out to Beckham. Touchdown, Texans. Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Texans get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well.
And my goodness, another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And yes, folks, that is his 5th interception, a new NFL record.
And that's absolutely phenomenal. I just have to flat out applaud him. What a great effort in this game. But let's face it, when you look back at the numbers of guys who had 4 in the past, you'll find the names of some of the greats and some guys who just had fantastic.
Mills can't get away, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. They run again with Breida. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Herbert now. And now here is another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything, Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Now a give to Breida. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 244 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
This is Breida, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at fourth down. So on fourth down, Texan kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn comes on for the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
It's been a tough go for them. Still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Steven Nelson.
And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. Guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. It's a room to maneuver. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 19-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Breida. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you can always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people,
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He's got it at the 15.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this is going to be recovered in the end zone. And he's got a Super Bowl touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they